does carbs absorb better before or afterwards? It's always going to be after. But remember, carbs are very individual based. Some people could eat a lot of carbs, have energy, and work out. Some people fall asleep. You know? What's that?
What about like for majority of people that are like us that are trying to lose fat?
For majority of people, you really have to manage your carbohydrate intake. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, you have to manage it because you need to know, like, if it's making you feel better or not. You know? I mean, the CNS, increased heart rate. So her question is, are fat burners good for you? How do they help with fat loss? They increase calorie expenditure by producing heat, right? So they produce heat by one of two ways. One is central nervous system, that's your heart rate, like drinking basically a pot of coffee a day, or the equivalent of a pot of coffee a day, or a pot of coffee, or a pot of coffee and a single pill. That makes you move a lot. You burn calories, right? There are other things that help. The most powerful supplements typically are anything that helps control appetite. You know, I mean, I would like to sell you magic, I really would, but the reality is a lot of what dieting is simply being able to manage, basically to be in the least amount of suffering as possible while still being able in the caloric deficit. The more you suffer, typically the faster you'll lose weight, however, less likely for compliance, higher likelihood for a rebound, higher, all kinds of problems. So you're trying to find your minimum threshold, and this all comes back to food preparation, which is another topic, Question?
You talk about caffeine, two different, coffee, caffeine, and Monster Zeros.
So caffeine.
Yeah.
What about it?
Okay, so like I love Monster Zeros. I'm
Yeah.
trying to drink them anymore, and I feel a lot better when I drink them because they're the zeros, so there's like only 10 calories in a can.
Right.
And no calories in a zero. But like, how bad are they?
It's like they're like alcohol. It's like alcohol. So. So the question is, how is caffeine or drinking Monsters, is Monster drinks good or bad for you, right? So the question is it good or bad for you, or how should you? It's like alcohol. It's like alcohol. What is that saying on the thing? Drink responsibly. So. Just drink responsibly. So he said, can you pronounce the words? What's that make you do? Makes you eat less food. So if you can't pronounce it, you're not allowed to eat it, you eat less food. Generally, it is healthier for you, right? It's healthier for you to stay away from those chemicals. You don't want Monster Zero to be like your water, but, I mean, it's
not going to kill you if you have one either.
yeah, it's not. Like, it's like,
If you can't pronounce it, you'll eat less?
I mean, I'm just saying what he just said. If he just asked, he said, if you can't pronounce it, you probably shouldn't drink it or eat it, right? Yeah, and if you do that, you'll eat less food. Because you can't eat it. You're not allowed to eat it. So it's a rule. It's just a rule. Everyone's dependent. And to answer a question, you have to drink responsibly. Like, I drink Diet Coke every time I go out to eat. But when else do I drink Diet Coke? Never. I never drink Diet Coke any time other time. So just understand. So I'm going to close this out because we're at the end. So I hope you got a lot out of this. You got an idea for how. My thing is that you just understand yourself and pay attention. Like, I'm a low carb diet, right? And I've been doing good for a few days. And then I have like a donut or something at night. How much is that going to ruin my diet? If I have that thought every single night, is that going to be bad? Yes. Can that happen if I have that donut?
Yeah.
So if you're aware of what might happen next, you're less likely to do it. So it's just creating awareness. I can't have any carbs, I'm trying to have no food, but if I have some soup and a little bit of rice, how bad is that going to be? Again, everything matters. It's a combination, right? Again, if you have any questions about diet, feel free to come and talk to me. What's that? It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Like, what's it as? Like, that's all, in my opinion right now. Okay, as of this moment, until I learn anything else, it's like, what's the difference between a Guess bag, a Guess purse, and like a Louis Vuitton purse? There's like no difference to me. They're a purse. They carry stuff. I know, I'm sure. You know, so brown rice, white rice, like brown rice has more fiber, maybe you'll get fuller. We don't like brown rice because it takes forever to cook, you know? So, I mean, how much of an impact does it have? Will it help you stay fuller? Yes, maybe. Do you like it? Yes, maybe. I mean, it's insignificant, you know? But if you like brown rice, white rice, or, you know, like sweet roll bread, yeah, there's a difference, right? So I'm just saying, it doesn't make a difference. Like some things don't make a difference, you know? Like if I'm gonna eat really bad, is there a difference between I go the cheese platter versus having a bunch of bread? There actually is, right? Because I overconsume cheese, right? And cheese is more in calories. I'm gonna overeat it. I love cheese, so I don't have cheese in the house. I will open that thing, I'll cut a piece off, I'll eat it, and then I'll go back to the TV, come back, chop a piece off. Oh, this has 0 carbohydrates. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like you just said fruit, right? So I'm just saying, like, understand your rules for dieting so that way it makes sense for how that affects your body. And always question about how things affect you. Don't be completely like, okay, if you have to be strict for a while, that's fine, but you're doing it because you need to be strict because you're undisciplined. But when you become disciplined, then you open up a little bit. Go ahead.
Just to go back on the fruits, like the bananas and the pineapple, what is it that's bad that it's not good to overconsume? Is sugar?
What's bad? Overconsumption.
But what is it that you're overconsuming? Sugar?
You're gonna eat too much bananas. You're gonna eat too much bananas.
I know, but what does that do? Is that anything bad? Is it sugar? Is it...
No, it's just you eat too much bananas. No, it really is. Like if you like Jen.
Why can I can overconsume on oranges?
Unlikely.
Why? Because I don't like it.
More fiber, yes, and you don't like it, and you have to peel it. You have to cut it. It's like the orange is like this big, right? 60 to 80 calories. Bananas this big. How fast is it to open and eat? Right? Okay, I'll close with this story. I know because it's late already. I gotta get home. But this is it. I went to Mimi's Cafe. I had like a salad with salmon, right? I finished about 2/3 of it, right? Then my 3-year-old daughter had to go pee, right? And then I took her to go pee. She takes forever, right? Then I had to get her out, come back. I'm full. I don't want to eat anymore. You know, I felt like I had to finish. I didn't finish it. So why did I finish it? Out of habit. No, I don't want to waste. Right, so be aware of that too. Sometimes, you know, we start something, we feel like we have to finish it. You don't have to finish it. Yeah, so don't. Yeah, so it's just one, you gotta get that, like you gotta understand how food affects you, and just, you know, like again, like so my point is saying that, telling the story is that we get fuller sooner than we think we do, but because we get so busy with our lives, we get caught up. Some foods are easy to overconsume, like Oreo cookies and Doritos chips. Foods that are hard to overconsume are like oranges and salads, right? So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this talk. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. All right, thank you so much.